Hello, this is your Action News reporter here at the Desert Paradise Archery Range. Today we're shooting our 40-pound Martin willow recurve bow, and we're shooting at 15 yards. The subject, I'm in this area that used to be an old campground. It's closed now. It's just for hiking and day use. So that inspired me to think about things about camping. That's what we're going to shoot today. I got a couple of funny stories for you to share. So stay tuned. Let's get to it. Let's get to the fun. One of the first things, one important thing, is a tent. Now, when I was a young scout, we would like to go up to the scouts' tents and shake them and scare them. But this one scout, he was as big as any adult, and bigger than some of them even. And he could growl something fierce, and he would go up and shake your tent poles and growl. It scared the daylights out of anybody. So that's my only tent story, represented by Black Arrow. Tents, Black Arrow scores 21 points. Next on our list is a sleeping bag. One time I had taken a couple of my boys down to Tucson to the Oracle Caves down there. They're just natural caves that you can crawl through and explore and get claustrophobic in and all kinds of fun stuff. But that night, it was just an overnight trip. And that night, it was so nice out, we decided to sleep under the stars. I'm sleeping away, and pretty soon I hear this, "Dad, Dad, Dad." And I wake up and look at my boy and said, "What?" He says, "Don't move." So I froze and waited for a second, and pretty soon I felt something crawling around me, and then I saw it. It went down and crawled over the top of my boy. It was a skunk. And that's the only crazy experience I've had with sleeping bags, and they're represented by Blue Arrow. Blue Arrow scores 16 points and 1 in the dirt. That's a miss. One of the reasons to go camping is to go fishing. Retired Rambler can relate to that. And one time I had my family with me. We were going up to camp up in the pines. We stopped at this little creek. It wasn't hardly flowing, but there were some puddles. The kids were bugging me, "Let's go fishing, let's go fishing." So I did stop, and we got a pull out, a couple of them, and some of my boys were fishing. And my second oldest, Greg, grabbed a pole, and we got it all set up for him and put some corn on his hook as bait. And he cast it into this little creek and caught a fish. He caught a trout and reeled it in. His first cast, first time fishing. It was the only fish we caught that weekend, I think, if my memory serves me right. But fishing while camping is represented by Brown Arrow. Fishing scores 12 points. That's terrible. I hope that's low score of the day. I don't know about you, but woods are scary at night. I don't like them. They're represented by Green Arrow. I don't have a good story about woods. Woods, Green Arrow, scores 16 points. One of the things that helps the scary woods at night is a good campfire. Now, one time I was camping with my brother and his sons and some of my sister's sons. And we got bored. We had all kinds of soda. So we would put a can of soda in the coals upside down so that the top was in the coals. And it would heat up and pop open the little opening to drink out of and shoot the can up into the air. Don't try this at home or anywhere else. This is not safe. We did that several times and got a good laugh out of it. Everybody was laughing and having a good time, and we ran out of soda cans. So my brother grabs a can of beans and didn't tell anybody. He sticks it in the fire like we were the soda cans, and he just sits back, relaxes, and waiting. All of a sudden, boom, the can explodes. It just about put out the fire. It put out the flames. We still had coals, but it scared one of his boys so bad that he took off running into the woods, and we had to chase him down and grab him before he got lost. And then we're sitting around the campfire, and I told you about my dog Bear yesterday. He was with us, and we're going, where's Bear? We're looking for Bear and couldn't find him. And all of a sudden, one of the boys who had looked in a tent said, here he is. That scared Bear so bad that he ran into a tent and hid. He wouldn't come out for the longest time. That was hilarious. But campfires are represented by purple arrow. Campfires breaks into the gold. Yay! They score a 9 ring and a total of 18 points. Another fun story. I was camping with my oldest boy and my grandson. I decided to sleep out under the stars again. I like doing that. And my boy and his son, our grandson, slept in a camper. In the morning, my grandson comes up to me and says, Grandpa, did you hear the bear last night? I thought, no, I didn't hear a bear. And my son says, oh, we all heard the bear last night. He was talking about my snoring. I don't snore anymore, but when I was younger, I snored a lot. And so wild animals are represented by red arrow. Wild animals, red arrow, scores 12 points and ties for a low score of the day. One of my favorite things to do at night around the campfire is to tell ghost stories. Now, on one of these trips, the trip where we exploded the can of beans, my boys and I stayed there in an extra night while my brother went home. And we were out for a walk during the day. We're walking down this road. I don't know where the road went or anything, but one of my boys froze and put out his arms to stop his other brother and me. I looked at him and said, what is it? He pointed straight ahead and he says, someone's standing right there. And I looked, and sure enough, it looked like someone was standing right there, but it didn't look quite right. So I got up the nerve and said, come on, let's go check it out. We walked up a little closer, and then we went over to the one side of the road and then the other side of the road. And we called it Pine Needle Man, because it was a bunch of pine needles on a tree. They were brown, and so I guess the tree had died. And it looked like a man wearing a pair of shorts. The shorts was the trunk of the tree. And so that night, we each took a turn, all three of us took a turn telling ghost stories about Pine Needle Man, how he came to be and how he got up there in the mountains. Pine Needle Man ghost stories are represented by Yellow Arrow. Yellow Arrow, telling ghost stories, scores 15 points. I kind of got ahead of myself. Orange Arrow represents hiking, and that's when I was going to tell you the story about Pine Needle Man. Orange Arrow, hiking, only scores 16 points. That's disappointing. We were on another camp out with my boys. We call them fathers and sons campouts and grandsons. And we had taken up some guns to shoot, to do some target practicing. I had a 22 semi-automatic rifle, and I was standing there shooting at a target, and my grandson was standing to the right of me. Those of you that know guns know what's coming next. One of the shells ejected out and hit him in the ear. And I guess it burned his ear a little bit because he started to cry and wasn't very happy with Grandpa. I switched to bows. They don't eject their ammo, but they kind of do, don't they? Target shooting is represented by White Arrow. Target shooting hits one in the 9 ring. Yay, White Arrow! And scores a total of 21 points, which is tied for first place with Black Arrow, 10th. So we will have a shoot-off coming up next. Today's shoot-off is between Black Arrow, representing 10ths, and White Arrow, representing target shooting. We'll go ahead and shoot White Arrow first. Black Arrow, 10ths. Black Arrow puts one in the 9 ring. Yay, way to go. And White Arrow is down there in the 6 ring. So Black Arrow will take first place. White Arrow will take second place. And we'll see you at the winner's circle. This is your Action News reporter here at the winner's circle, where we have in third place Purple Arrow, representing campfires with 18 points. In second place, we have White Arrow, losing the shoot-off with 6 points, and winning that shoot-off in first place is Black Arrow, representing 10ths. He won the shoot-off with 9 points. There are your winners. We congratulate them. Just a reminder, tomorrow is Saturday. We have our Saturday shoot-off. I've got 2 people, Yellow Arrow and Brown Arrow. Rich Mighty #1 is Yellow Arrow, and Retired Rambler, our current champion, is coming back to defend his title using Brown Arrow. So all the other colors of arrows are available. Leave a comment letting me know which one you would like to represent you. And as always, the winners and I want to wish you a good day.